Hey everyone, Coach Dave.
Coach Eddie.
We're back with another episode of WOD Science. So this is episode 3. Last week we talked about some abdominal bracing. We kind of gave you some background on that and why it's important. This week, Dr. Eddie and I, we're going to talk about and kind of show you some bracing techniques and kind of put it into practice. Ed, what are we doing today?
Today we are going to actually finally go over core bracing and its importance. So last week we kind of touched on how to actually brace by getting that diaphragmatic breathing down.
Right, we demoed the can.
And then we demoed the hand on the stomach and making sure that we're belly breathing to activate the diaphragm to create that intra-abdominal pressure.
Right, so we're going to actually got the barbell behind us. We're going to show you guys how to get in a good position, make sure you're all set up so you can hit that lift and not put yourself at injury risk.
Let's do it.
One of the techniques that I like because it gives you instant feedback on whether or not you're bracing properly. So when we talk bracing, we kind of talked about the hand on the tummy, but I like to use the ground as a good reference point. So what I want you to do is you guys will start on the floor, and kind of like when we do warm-ups, we do that pelvic tilt where we press the back into the ground. This is a good feedback because I can get that feedback right on the ground right away. So if I'm in a good anatomical position, ready to squat, or going in an overhead position, I want to make sure that I'm going to kind of put my hand on my belly, right? I'm going to squeeze it and I'm going to press it into the floor, okay? So I'm going to squeeze my butt, squeeze my core, and now if I were to go in an overhead position, I want to make sure that that back doesn't come off the ground. So I'm constantly pressing it in and squeezing. I can go in that overhead position, I can go in that front rack position, I can go in that press position, and everything right here stays in contact with the floor. So that's that instant feedback that we get. So next I'm going to have Coach Eddie, or Dr. Eddie, get on a barbell.
All right, guys, now we're going to kind of go over bracing, but we're going to do it kind of under a load. So we see this a lot when we squat, overhead movements, when we're taking the barbell from the ground to overhead, from the bar up to the shoulders. So what we do is we're just going to stand at the bar, stand straight, good posture. We're going to squeeze the glutes as hard as we can to set the pelvis in place, bring the shoulders back and down, and then tighten our core like someone's about to punch us right in the stomach. And then when we come under the bar, still maintaining all that, take a deep breath. Make sure it's down into the diaphragm and you're pressing out, maintaining all that, down, back up. Now, occasionally when we don't do that, we'll start to get like poor posture, like if we don't set our pelvis straight or anything happens like that. So I'll kind of show you one that we don't want to see. Like if I just come in and pick it up, maybe I didn't set anything, maybe I'm coming over too far, maybe I'm losing stability.
All right, guys. So when we usually take a bar from the ground, some of the common faults that we see is not setting or bracing properly first. We see people kind of just bend over, grab the barbell, and then try to get into a good position, so they try to recover at the bottom. So what that looks like is somebody will just walk up to the bar, doesn't go through any bracing technique, and you can just see the rounded back right here. Okay, so we've already got bad posture. And now when he goes and squats down into his deadlift, now he's going to try to recover it, but really, honestly, at this position, he can't fully recover that position. So you can still see there's quite a little bit of rounding here. And if he goes and picks up that bar at that point, there is a greater chance for injury. So it's hard to recover after you've been in a bad position. So we always recommend that you want to set yourself in a good position first. So go through that bracing sequence. Something that I recommend, I'm sure Coach Ed here would also agree with me, is we're going to set to that bar first. Now we're going to go through that sequence that we talked about on the floor. We're going to squeeze our butt, squeeze our abs really tight, so we'll pretend like someone's going to punch us in that belly. Okay, so he's right now in perfect anatomical position. We got nice alignment, and then he's going to squeeze those shoulders back and kind of set him down. Now that he's in a good anatomical position, he's going to squat and hinge to the bar. And now you can see as he goes down, that back is much flatter, the hips are in good alignment with the spine, and everything all the way up is in a better alignment. You can just see it right off the bat, that now he doesn't have to recover, and he's at a better position not to cause injury. All right, guys, so we kind of broke down the bracing technique and how you can apply it. So we threw a barbell at you, we talked about using the floor.
Guys.
When you're going through a squat positions.
Squat positions. Yep. Same thing too, applying it overhead too, still maintaining the core, glutes squeezed, all the way through the press.
And you should be doing this in pretty much every movement.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that it's just common to barbells. I mean, if you're picking up a kettlebell, if you're picking up anything with weight, you should always be thinking good positions, bracing with the core. Basically, you're protecting your spine.
I mean, yeah, it applies to everyday life, exactly. If you're going to pick up a grandkid, you're going to pick up something heavy in the yard, same exact thing. All you're doing is protecting the spine.
Yep. And at first, it may seem a little awkward. I find that people think it's really, really slow, especially if you're in a WOD because we want to go fast. You know, we always say when you slow it down, you'll get faster later. But if you slow it down in the beginning, later on, after you do it so many times, you don't even think about it. It's just a normal, common day, everyday occurrence.
I'd agree.
All right, guys. Thanks. It was a pleasure dropping some knowledge on the core technique.
Thanks again, guys.
Next week, I think we're going to cover some shoulders and shoulder health.
Absolutely.
So, Dr. Ed and I will be racking our brains on what we're going to share with you guys next week. So, thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Take care.